Hello again. Thanks for coming back. So this episode I'm going to be talking about all the rigmarole I've been doing since we started out with this lovely adventure in 2018. So the first thing we did was an MRI. We've done another MRI. We've done all kinds of stuff trying to figure out how this happened. Not really how, but where we're trying to go with this, where it came from, and whatnot. And so, as we're going through this, we started to conclude that this has been in my right lobe, which is good because doctors have told me if this were in your left lobe, well, we can't do anything for you. I can't remember the reasoning. If anyone's in anatomy, you can certainly comment below. But as we did all these tests, my MRIs and my CAT scans, we learned that they came back normal, which is kind of a bummer. But beginning of the year, we did a video EEG, which was probably the most boring test of my life because it took over a week to try to figure this out. And what this was trying to figure out was where my seizures are, for one. We were trying to get 3 seizures recorded, and I only had 2. Of course, when I need to seize, I don't. Of course. And part of this test was sleep deprivation, weaning me off my meds. Sleep deprivation was great. I just binged SpongeBob. SpongeBob does not cause seizures. At least not for me. We tried strobe lights. Strobe lights don't work on me either, which is great, I guess. I mean, I could go to raves. I mean, not right now anyway, but I could. But I don't want to because I don't like people. I don't like sweaty, dancing people. But anyway. Like I said, it was a very boring visit. We were also trying to see, my behavior during my seizures. I learned that I have a pretty fast reaction time, I guess you could say, because I had this super nice weave because I had a bunch of electrodes on my head, and they had to wrap it around so they wouldn't pop off. And I had an awesome little purse to keep them in. And on my electrodes in my purse, there was a button to alert somebody that I was seizing, that I was going to seize because of my seizure auras. I was going to the bathroom, and I felt it. I hurried and flushed the toilet, washed my hands, pressed the button, and got in my hospital bed. So I do have a relatively long period to get myself situated. But after the video EEG, I had a neuropsychology exam this May, and that was an interesting test. It took 3 hours to get through this test. I found after discussing with the surgeon that it showed severe impairment on my right lobe, which, okay. Because we've been finding out that it's in my right lobe anyway, which makes sense. This test is designed to test memory, coordination, attention, problem solving, IQ, language, among other things. I mean, you can look it up. I'm not going to go into everything right now. And then this more recent testing, we had a WADA test, and that's not an acronym, that's just the name of the developer. A WADA test in October, that was fantastic. I've never had a catheter until then. And, I don't like needles. I've had so many needles. You think I'd be used to them? I hate needles. They're disgusting. I don't like them, but I still get my vaccines because I'm a good person. Anyway, this test was designed to test my speech and memory, and it shuts down one lobe at a time. It puts one lobe to sleep at a time. And first they shut down my right lobe, and I was fine. I performed relatively well. And once they shut down my left lobe, it was like I was having a stroke. Like, this was not working at all. And it was really hard for me to process what was going on, even though I'd already done the same tasks with my right lobe shut down. And it was bizarre. I mean, like I said before, I'd go into the logistics of it, but I don't feel like it. But recently, last month, I think, I don't remember, I had a PET scan. That's an acronym. I can't remember at the moment what it is. It was cool. I had radioactive sugar put in me. It was awesome. It was similar to a CAT scan. The only part of it was I had to sit in a room for a while and avoid stimulation, so I couldn't read. I had to sit still. I couldn't talk to the nurse in my room. I had to avoid stimulation. Of course, I couldn't have my phone on me. That was in a locker anyway. And I counted to 2,000 just being in this room alone. Well, not alone, but trying to avoid stimulation. But once I finally got to the test, what they were testing for was how my brain uses oxygen and glucose. And with that, it was hard for them to pinpoint where this area was that was causing the seizures. I think that was the same for WADA. I can't remember off the top of my head, but all these procedures were done to pinpoint where this was happening, all this mess was happening, because obviously these meds are not working. And because these meds are not working, yes, I was considered a candidate for surgery. We needed to consider surgery. We needed to figure out what kind of surgery will work. And this next period, I will be going into surgery. Thanks again for watching.